just up to our left, right? Somebody with a yellow bag or orange bag or something.
Where's the tape?
In the glittery pouch.
Of course. What sort of punter climbs without glitter? I mean, jeez.
Should we say who we are? Like,
I keep forgetting to look at you.
do we say all this kind of stuff?
Where am I looking? Oh, just look straight into the camera. Hello, audience.
It was the rainbow unicorn. What were you? The blue one. Okay. We're in Utah, a place of epic splitter cracks, big trucks, and chilled kombucha. We've come here on a girls' trip to test out some climbing on sandstone.
Oh my god, it feels good to climb. First though, we needed to get our heads around the endless permits and regulations in the park.
And do you have to pay for
Out of the canyon, 7:15 p.m.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there any way we could get a permit in retro?
Where's the closest place we can drive to get to
No
there?
wilderness hotline we can call.
No, they've all gone home.
And then find a place to sleep off our jet lag for a few hours.
When climbing steep or for maximum engine braking on steep downhill.
Brakes like barely work.
Oh god, stop, don't say that. Are you serious? We share the similar trait of having very little boundaries in terms of what's possible and what's not possible, and it just ends up being an adventure either way, because both of us have a hard time saying no to something that seems like it's going to be really fun. And we're here to hopefully free climb the Moonlight Buttress, which is a very famous big wall.
So it's this beautiful red grippy rock with splitter cracks all the way up it. So one crack system. Each pitch is completely different.
Welcome to Zion National Park. This bus is going all the way up Zion Canyon to the Temple of Sinawava or Stump 9.
So our first day on the Moonlight Buttress was really intense. Yeah.
That's too far along.
Gosh.
Just lichen and choss.
No one's been up here.
We went to the top of the route first and abseiled in just to check out the first top pitches.
Abseiling over the edge, I was terrified.
Crispy.
Yeah, mentally, I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah. Gonna be right there next to you the whole time.
Thank you. If I say take, will you take me in?
I will take you so tight that you will just feel like cuddled up like a little bear. So Freja is much more emotional than I am. And so she always wears her heart on her sleeve, and she has this big bucket of emotions. So when we're climbing together, she might climb a pitch and she'll come down, and
That was actually really scary.
she might be a bit shaky, or she might, be quite anxious about how she climbed. Thanks. Don't be looking for those crimps, girl. And I'll be watching her thinking, wow, she's not pumped. She's climbing this really easily. How am I going to get up it?
Faye is very ambitious in her climbing goals and all aspects of life, really. Extremely well organised, but at the same time super relaxed. And no matter what we do, if we're having a really tough time, we always end up having a laugh.
It's really cool though.
I'm kind of mainly doubting my own climbing ability. And now having been on it for a day, it feels really far away and really scary. And here's Faye! Hey! That was good, but pretty gnarly for a first date.
Yeah.
Holy crap. I thought it was pretty gnarly anyway. And I was like climbing up one of the pitches on top rope and I was like hyperventilating out of fear. And I was just like, Freya, you're on top rope. You can't be safer than this. And then our second day, everything kind of felt a little bit better in terms of where we are, hanging 300 meters off the ground. But still the climbing, I've never climbed sandstone before. It feels like a total baptism of fire, learning how to climb this style and a big wall.
Sandstone we're both struggling with. It's completely new rock for both of us. I like how grippy it is, but there seems to be no holds outside of the crack. So it really heavily relies on your crack climbing technique.
Imagine you're like a Captain Hook. You're like hooking in your hand.
It's the first time I've ever had to try a ring lock, and I found it really frustrating to like understand.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ha! We got 6 5 calls.
Are here. Yeah.
So what grade's that meant to be?
12A?
Wait, so we just climbed pitch 6.
Yeah.
God, it's not making any sense. I think I need to get another topo.
No, I'm just going to drop this because I think you're going to want it to be dropped and all.
Yeah. Me and Faye actually met like 7 years ago. We had some mutual friends, but because of our age difference, she's gonna kill me for saying that.
I am nearly the same age as Freya, just a little bit older.
But because of our age difference, we just didn't really hang out at the time.
Because she was out partying and I was more like climb, cup of tea, bed. And then our friendship has grown stronger over the last 2 or 3 years. Just her friendship means a lot to me, and so sharing a trip like this makes it really special.
Wait, Faye, why do you want the off-width pitch?
I love grip!
Because I can't do finger locks, and then Freya can do all the technical, beautiful finger cracks, and I can just do the burly, horrible stuff.
Oh yeah, you got a gold though.
So the chimney, strangely, was something I felt more comfortable with. I've done quite a bit of chimney climbing in Chamonix. It's actually the top section of the chimney that I'm more anxious about. It's this really strong layback that seems to go on for plus 10 meters.
I feel like you've gone so far, but it takes so long. It's really exhausting.
I think I feel a little bit claustrophobic in cracks because I'm always looking around. I notice my head like searching outside the crack to find a crimp.
You're gonna love it.
Damn it, I actually have to commit to the crack. And the bigger the crack gets, the more claustrophobic I get for some reason. The smaller it is, the more I can kind of relate it to like a crimpy technical wall. And then as soon as it widens, I just feel like stuck. So I'm definitely scared of crack climbing. There's something inside me that feels really afraid of crack climbing. And that's why I really wanted to come here to like conquer that. Holy shit balls.
I completely forgot about this part of the experience.
On the third day after Moonlight Buttress, we were feeling beaten and cold, and it was dark, and we were sitting in the car park beside our tiny little car.
Eating carrots and hummus and dreading the fact that we had to go back to our free campsite, set up our tent in the dark, and have another freezing cold night. And then came along our guardian angel, Sean, on his road bike.
And we asked him, did he know if he had of any cheap accommodation? And turns out that him and his wife, Linda, are just super lovely, homely people, and they invited us back to their home.
So it was lovely to be in the warm, and we really felt like Sean and Linda looked after us like a mum and dad. And then we saw like the shutters, and we were like, we couldn't see anyone inside. And then you opened the door, and we all went, oh, Linda exists.
And Linda's big, wonderful smile.
And then we could see how friendly and welcoming you looked, and we all just thought, oh, okay, it's gonna be fine.
With the weather coming in, the locals were excited after the dry desert season, but for us, it meant no climbing for a few days at least.
So we have a cold front coming our way, bringing plenty of moisture.
Folks, want to welcome you out to the park today. It's a great day to be here. It's been wet and rainy, and we now have some waterfalls, and we're not wanting to get wet, but if that's when we get our waterfalls when it rains, so hopefully you will be able to see some without getting too wet if it comes back in. And this is your first time, your 10th time. Welcome back.
Is Moonlight right out yet?
Yeah, not yet.
Sandstone absorbs the moisture, but it makes the rocks softer and more susceptible to breakage. So that's why they ask climbers to wait at least a couple days after a major rain event to let the sun and the wind dry the rock.
It could be really wet. And that just makes it dangerous, and then we have to wait another day or two for it to dry, and time's kind of running out, and it's just really cold. It's like snowing, or it's going to be snowing up there at least. The day we bailed off the Moonlight Buttress, I kind of instigated it. I was kind of afraid of mentioning it to Faye because somehow I didn't want to be the one to give up. I had led one of the ring lock pitches, and I actually found it quite a lot harder to lead, managing the gear and stuff, and that was kind of an eye-opener to how much it would take to be able to free climb this route.
I felt incredibly disappointed and quite shocked. I thought it would be me to say this is completely impossible.
Realising that we only had 2 weeks left to free climb kind of made me feel like it would be easier to walk away after days of trying hard and knowing what we need to come back and work on, in comparison to spending the whole trip on 10 pitches of climbing and then walking away with nothing.
Sometimes I'll go to sleep and I'll just think, should I have just tried a bit harder, or should we have given it a bit longer? Or I don't know whether that's my ego or whether that's me just being hard on myself.
I definitely have a tendency to be quite hard on myself, and I set myself expectations, and sometimes they're quite unrealistic, but I guess that's the driving force. That's part of the ambition. Goodbye to the Moonlight Buttress.
We'll be back another day to conquer you, but not today or tomorrow or the next day.
The night of the full moon, we decided to head out to the desert.
We needed to get training on the cracks and get a grasp of the sandstone techniques.
Time to hit the road again.
Little poodles! Hey, little poodles!
Get sun in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Climbing here is incredible. The variety is just like on another planet. There's just so many cracks in such a concentrated area. It's just, yeah, it's like the perfect playground for learning to crack climb.
grading here is based on a man's hand size, more particularly Steve Hong's hand size, which is a big fat hand, right? The guy's got like a 3 hand.
So what I've learned is that the grades here just have no meaning at all. It's all about the hand size. So, which is funny, I just don't understand why they grade them then. It should be like a different system, because I think it's quite easy to get sandbagged.
And now I've lost you, Freya, to the chimney.
Oh no.
How's it going, Frey?
Pumped. This is genuinely quite hard.
Go on, Freya. I'm with you. Doing really well. Come on. Nice, Freya!
Oh!
You did it!
Oh, my feet. Oh, I just hate blues so much.
I decided to jump on a climb that had a section that was sort of wide crack / chimney, where you really had to kind of throw a lot of your body into the crack.
Come on. My finger stuck. Come on.
Oh yes, I'm done. Oh, Lordy Lord. Oh God.
This is something that I felt after the Moonlight it would be really good practice to just throw myself into this style of climbing. Yeah, it felt a little bit scary just because it's just not climbing that I'm really familiar with. So the crux was really getting through this like wide section and being able to shuffle your body and your shoulder up through this chimney while also like shuffling foot downs up the crack.
Good. He's fighting.
Desert life is pretty new to me. The sand gets everywhere. As soon as the sun goes down, then things start to get a bit tricky. If you don't have a campfire, then you pretty much spend 10 to 12 hours just in the tent trying to survive. So we have been going to bed around 7:30, 8 p.m. A lot of just trying to amuse yourself with stories.
Once upon a time, there was a cinnamon-coloured bear called Bonzo. Time to get up. The sun's coming through the tent.
We don't leave the tent in the morning until we can see the sun hitting the tent, and as soon as we see that kind of sparkle of yellow rays, then we know, okay, we can get up now because it's not going to be as cold.
We wake up every day to everything being frozen. Our water's frozen, our milk's frozen, our yogurt's frozen. Currently defrosting my banana in here. And they've got these special black bananas in Indian Creek. That's really tasty.
I think it's the frozen bananas that get you the worst from the teeth.
gosh. Come on.
It's hard when it gets above the squeezed knees.
Hard. It's just ugly climbing. You just don't feel gracious at all.
Feels quite throtchy and you just feel like you're breathing really deeply and just slowly moving your way up this crack where you've been working on it for like 15 minutes and you've gone like 1 meter. You look down at your bored belayer who's just like, oh, you're nearly done.
Oh, the cam's broken.
Which cam?
The grey cam is broken.
That's weird.
Oh!
2 hand jams kind of like back to back. So you pull yourself in and then you almost like arm bar.
Oh, can't get past this.
Come on.
Oh. Oh.
Okay, so 6 is armbar.
Yeah.
That sounds quite intense.
Yeah. it's enduring.
Wide.
Exhausting.
Painful.
Kind of push it out and then shift it up a little bit. Looking in.
And I thought, well, it was either going to rain sweat or tears. I thought I might finally see you cry.
Oh, I was close, I was close.
Oh.
That's, yeah.
The crack that broke Faye.
Yeah, the crack that broke Faye. To go from feeling like something is completely impossible and you don't have any of the technique or have a clue what to do, and then actually be climbing it with some form of technique. Massive progression.
Yeah.
God's sake! Oh, I feel like I was closer a minute ago. Just exhausted. Every step, I just go down again. Oh God. Yeah. I'm so glad it's over. Oh.
What was your best moment of the trip?
The end of this climb, just when it came to an end and I didn't have to do it anymore.
It was probably when Faye got to the end of the climb and I realised that she wasn't going to faint and hurt herself. Well, that I also wasn't going to pee my pants.
It's been like quite a tough trip.
Mentally really tough. We've just been spat off everything because we've avoided anything that we can already do. I think the best way to improve in climbing is just getting on what you actually suck at.
It just takes a lot more time to learn a new skill, and I think that you have to give yourself the time and you have to be patient with it.
This is what we came here for, trying things that we find hard.
Yeah, it's just really nice to challenge ourselves and feel like we're coming away from the trip having like really learned something. That's cool.